So we start by 7, and then 8, then 9, and as you can see, some built-in functions, some yeah. I need to. There is a sum function. So let us say is my sum. This is my sum, not sum. Okay. Sorry for that. Now I run the code again. And as you can see, in each iteration I will get the 7, the 8, the 9, and at the same time I will see the current value of sum. Okay. Here, look at this example. Okay. Using this example, okay, let me copy here. Make clear output, and we will, okay, we'll use share Visual Studio Code. So as you can see here, for example, this is the same example that I use with the if, with the same code that input 3 numbers, 3 different numbers or equal numbers, that doesn't matter. Then in each time I also print the number and then calculate what is the maximum and print it. So I run this piece of code 4 times. So how I know that's 4 times? So I use the range from 1 to 5. And as I run it, so let me go to the terminal. Okay. So I can run the code and start asking me, let's see here, start asking me, please enter first float number. Let's say I import 4, then 5, then 8. So now he print the 4, 5, 8, and I got this message, which is the maximum number. Then after I finish this block of code with 1 iteration, so I come back here while the value of I will be 2. Now I didn't use the value of I here in a serious calculation, just to output it. As you can see, I output the value of I here so that I can follow the step. So this is the first step. As you can see, this is the second step. So I can continue, give other numbers, and this is a handy way that we use for. So now later we can see how we can use this code and embed it in a function, but I'm not going to talk about this now. So let us continue with our tutorial. So this is also a good example. You can process some iteration. You can try it and check, make some tests in your free time, and you can see that. This is another example. Okay, so this is also, there is a break statement within the loop. So let us copy this code, and let me give you this example. Okay, and let me share you the screen. Okay, let's say now that you are processing the same sum like before, but you are interested to stop at the time that the sum getting 11 or more than 11, the first time you want to break. So let us say that you are calculating how much a person are traveling across the world, and your application system is getting input how much kilometers he is traveling, and the system is summarized each time with each card, and then with some point when he or she reach let's say 2000, you want to break and send him a friendly message. So you can build your code like this, okay? The code logic. So what we say now, we put here break. As the Python see this statement break, he will stop the loop and will continue the following next instruction. So you will see how you can use it in your application. You can nest loop. So what is meant by nesting loop? You can see here, this is the first loop. Let us take that to the code, Visual Studio Code. And let me share the, okay. This is the outer loop, as you can see here, which I represented. So I start by first iteration with 1, and this, what we call the loop body, must be executed while I is equal to 1. So while I is equal to 1, if I say I equal to 1, now this whole body will run starting from j equal to 1, then 2, then 3, till 10, okay? And in each time j get its value here, we print I multiply by j, okay? And we designate the output. You can Google and see a lot of optional way to print and to consider our output. So after in each iteration, so we will continue the same thing. So when this is finished to be processed, so I will be 2, and then j will start getting the same values. But what is important here, that I is going to be inside the inner loop, okay? This is the outer loop. This is the inner loop. Now, here I can process I and j with all of the values where I equal 1, 2, and below 3. And for each I equal 1, so I process the whole things. So this is, for example, handy when we are looping over, we will see that later, when we are looping over a collection. Let us say that you have a list of persons, and each person has its own books that he read the last year. And I want to print all the books for all persons. So I loop over collection, let's call it persons. And for each person, I also loop over other collection called book. Now, between person collection and book collection, we will see how we can code that so that the inner loop and the outer loop, or the these two loops, are working handy also with a collection. A collection is something that we can save things with not just one variable, but with a collection, with a lot of, it's advanced data type. We'll see that next, the next day. So let me run the code. Then you can see here, this is the first iteration of I, where it started by 1, and multiply by 1, and 1 by 2, and 1 by 3. That's it, okay? Yeah. So this is a good hands-on here, so you can do that with your time. Any question, guys?
Yes. Colon 3D, what it does in the print statement.